Hi there, world. Today I am Jared. Um, I thought I would do a bit of a vlog. I was walking home, and I had a bit of an epiphany about life, and I thought I would share it with all of you. For a long time, I've sort of joked about the fact that I don't drink, smoke, drive, whatever, my bill requirements are a lot less. So I've always thought, it's hilarious that I know a lot of people that do tons of this and still have money at the end of the day to do stuff, and I'm like dirt poor. That's the sucky thing about life. I'm dirt poor. But I've always sort of attributed it to the fact that I'm not so great with bills and whatnot, and uh, a lot of people, they still have I always have sort of crappy part-time jobs, and a crappy in pay, not really job-wise. And, my hours aren't as stable. And I know a lot of people that they pretty well depend on their parents. So, they don't, completely depend on their parents, but they depend a little bit. So I kind of, I don't like to depend on my parents a lot because they've spent so many years, with me depending on them. And I didn't really work that much in high school and stuff like that. So my parents like to say, oh, we gave your sister a car, we gave your sister's weddings and stuff like that. But, we never got to give you anything like that. But I got a free car. I lived so many odd years without a job with them. And, I like to stand on my own at this point because I think I need to learn how to do that. But, that's what I've kind of attributed my money problems to. And then I sort of thought about it, and I was like, what if, on top of those things, it had to do with the major shifts I've had in my life? Because year by year, I've kind of had some big shifts that I never really thought about. The first year of college, I lived with my parents. And then after that, my entire family all moved in together. There was 10 of us. And I went crazy, and I ran from that house. Not that it was terrible living with my family, but because, I just didn't have any space to myself, and I was so used to it. So, I moved in with one of my best friends, and I kind of had to get a stable job, and I was still stabilizing, is basically what I was doing. I was stabilizing. And then about a year into that, my friends decided to move into their own place, because they were a couple, and then I got my own place. So everything, I was responsible for all of that. And again, I was being stabilized. I was having to stabilize more, and part-time jobs and stuff like that is really hard to live on your own with. And then, most recently, I've moved to Wisconsin to go to school. And I think that part is sort of the biggest part, because of the fact that I've, had to learn how to stabilize even more. I could still lean on my parents when I lived in that town. I could do laundry, at their place. I could still eat at their place from time to time. My mom would help me with bills sometimes, and, here I can't do that as much. They did recently, I love my family because they did recently caught me. I fell, and they caught me, and that's what I love about the whole idea of family, is because that's what they do. Is if you fall, they catch you. It's not always what family is about, but that's one of the things. And my phone just completely, it started dying, and the only way to get it to work, one day I got frustrated, I punched it, and it worked. So in my head, I was like, the only way I can get it to work is if I punch it. So I knew at one point it would die, and about 2 weeks from when I have the money to get a phone, my phone, it's dead. It's dead. And so my family found on this site that we buy things off of a phone that's basically, it's the same company that I go through, and it's $30. They found the phone for $30, and it works, and they're going to send it to me. And I'm just about getting close to being stabilized more, so then I can stabilize more. But I always felt ashamed of the fact that I wasn't as stable, and I just, I think I'm going to. I think it's normal. I'm a college student. It's a really harsh world out there, and for those bill collectors and people out there who say, "Oh, you've had so long to pay this off," and it's like, well, you want to give me the job that I can put all that money in my wallet and give me stable hours, and not just that, but make it to where I can go to school at the same time in Wisconsin. Yeah, I'll be happy to pay you once that works out. But until then, shut up. Just shut the fuck up. That's my opinion. I think I'm normal. And I'm sort of starting to come a little bit at peace with my predicament, because for a while, I think that's part of what growing up is. Those things weigh on your mind, and I think that's why I'm changing from what I used to be like. I used to be extremely mellow, and I'm not as mellow anymore, but that's because more things are put on my shoulders every day as I grow up, and I don't mind that, and I'm sort of coming to peace with that. So, it's always a little bit less off your shoulder to realize you're normal. And I think every person needs to think that. But yeah, I'm Jared. That was my vlog for today. I don't think I'm going to edit this at all, so listen to my mumbles, my uhs, and my ums, and get over it, because, yeah. But thanks for listening.